Hello Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, and welcome to your reading. So Cancer, today we're going to go over your energy as well as your person's energy. So with all that being said, Cancer, let's get started. Also keep in mind that the roles could be reversed. How does Cancer currently view this relationship? All right, Cancer. So we do have the Five of Pentacles. We do have the King of Swords to the Five of Swords. For some of you, you could be connecting with a Capricorn, possibly an Aquarius strongly, or you may just have that within your chart. Doesn't necessarily have to be the case. But in regards to how you're currently viewing this relationship, kind of looks like you're realizing that there's somebody in your life that basically refuses to change. Whoever this person is somebody who continues to disappoint you. It's somebody who continues to let you down. It's somebody who continues to throw empty promises in your direction, okay? So this is you basically realizing, okay, like this person, they're just never going to change. We'll see what you decide to do, though, in reference to this person. You might be thinking about, leaving the marriage that you share with them, the relationship that you share with them. For some of you, this could definitely be like a situationship. That's definitely a possibility for some of you out there. But we'll see ultimately what you decide to do in the end, about this person that refuses to change. But before we get into what you're going to do next when it comes down to this person, I do want to look at this person and see how they're currently viewing this relationship with you. How does this person currently view this relationship with not Gemini, you could be dealing with a Gemini, with Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. All right, let's see what's going on. So we do have the Ten of Wands, we do have the Knight of Pentacles, and then we also have the Five of Pentacles, and then we also have the Two of Swords. Could be dealing with a Sag, possibly a Virgo, Capricorn, as I mentioned earlier, and then we also have Libra energy out here with the Two of Swords. Now, in regards to how they're currently viewing this relationship, I'm getting like an energy of them being like extremely like annoyed, like, oh my god, here we go again. Like it has that type of it has that type of feel to it where they're very, very like annoyed by everything that's currently going on here between the two of you. I keep getting, oh, here we go again, here we go again. It's as if this person feels like this is like a never-ending thing with you, where you're constantly like, where you're constantly like nitpicking at certain things that they essentially do that you don't necessarily like. But I don't necessarily feel like that's entirely fair either, because kind of getting this feeling that this person more than likely told you that they were going to change, but they just chose not to. You know what I mean? I could definitely be wrong. We still need to look into this person a little bit more, but oh no, I got this feeling, that they more than likely told you, yeah, I'm going to change. Yeah, I'm going to stop doing this, that, and the third. And kind of looks like they chose to, continue to do the very thing that they said they weren't necessarily going to do again. But, I guess we'll see how this all plays out here. But, your person's kind of fascinating to me, because with the Ten of Wands coming out here, this relationship between the two of you has become very overwhelming, for them, and possibly even extremely stressful, for them. But it's weird because I feel like this person brings all of this like upon themselves, if that makes any sense. Like they bring all of this upon themselves. They truly do. Like, for example, let's just say that this person did tell you that they were going to essentially change, but in all actuality, they had no intentions of essentially changing. And here comes the problems, right? Because you're recognizing that this person hasn't essentially changed. Like, the fact that they're essentially getting annoyed and bothered and just overwhelmed by it all, like, I don't know, it's kind of strange to me, because they kind of brought this upon themselves. Like, what did they think was going to essentially happen? You know what I mean? The moment you realize that they didn't necessarily change like they said they were going to. Like, what did they honestly think was going to happen? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Anyways, let's keep going. We're going to focus on you now and see how you're currently feeling. How does Cancer currently feel? Okay. A lot of you feel like this is somebody that you just need to turn your back on. A lot of you feel like this is somebody that you need to essentially sever ties with. Now, with the Ace of Swords coming out here, the Ace of Swords basically represents clarity. I feel like, again, this is you just kind of realizing, you know what, this person's just never going to change. They're just never going to respect my boundaries. They're just never going to respect, how I feel and things like that. And this is you just simply accepting the fact that, okay, like this person's just never going to change. So you definitely do feel like severing ties with this person, turning your back on this person because they refuse to change. We'll see ultimately though what ends up happening in the end when we pull to see what actions you plan on taking in this person's direction and are moving forward. But it kind of looks like you're leaning more towards walking away from the situation and never looking back. Now let's jump back over to them and see how they're currently feeling. How does this person currently feel? Okay. We have the King of Pentacles, we have the Seven of Pentacles, and then we also have the Ten of Swords. So in regards to how this person is currently feeling about this relationship, I just kind of feel like these are things I should have thought about. You know what I mean? With the King of Pentacles, the Seven of Pentacles, this person feels like they invested a lot of time and energy towards you and what they essentially share with you, which I feel like the feeling is essentially mutual. I'm pretty sure you've invested a lot into this dynamic as well. But yeah, it looks like this person has definitely invested a lot of time and energy towards this. And the last thing they want is for this dynamic between the two of you to come to an end. And they want the amount of time, energy, that they essentially invested into you and this dynamic that they share with you to essentially count for something, okay? So no, it doesn't appear to me that this person wants this dynamic between the two of you to come to, there's just like this burning question that I have in the back of my brain. Like, what did they think was going to happen? Like, what did they think was going to happen? Because I feel like you were very clear with this person when you conveyed to them that there's certain things, I guess, about them that you want them to essentially change about themselves in order for this dynamic between the two of you to work. And it kind of looks like they didn't do that. So it's kind of like, I'm wondering, what did they really think was going to end up happening here between the two of you? I don't know. Maybe this person was just anticipating or expecting for you to just deal with them and all that comes with them. I don't know. But what actions will Cancer take towards this person moving forward? So we do have the Two of Pentacles. Okay. We also have the Eight of Pentacles. And then we also have the Ten of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we do have the Five of Cups. And then we also have the Eight of Cups. Okay. In regards to how you plan on moving forward, Cancer, it looks like you're very indecisive in the near future. Even though you may have many reasons as to why you should get up and walk away, there's a part of you that doesn't feel like you're entirely ready to do all of that just yet. In other words, there's still that fight within you to keep fighting, for this marriage and a relationship that you share with this person. Now, although things are not necessarily playing out the way that you hope it essentially would have, between you and this person, you still have that fight within you nonetheless, and there's nothing wrong with that. But a lot of you fear that if you continue to invest more time and energy towards this, if you keep fighting to keep this dynamic between the two of you intact and afloat, you're just going to forever get hurt and disappointed in this entire situation, which does cause you to want to get up and walk away from this relationship. But do we actually see you doing that towards the very end? I'm gonna go ahead and say no, because a part of you has one foot in, a part of you has one foot out. It just kind of looks like you're gonna need some time to really figure out what you want to do here, whether it's to continue to fight for this or just give up now and just walk away. Let's see what actions they plan on taking in your direction and are moving forward. What actions? Okay, so I'm getting an apology coming from this person to you. So this person's definitely apologizing to you for something that they said and or did. What actions will this person take? Okay, true pair situation here between you and this person. We do have the King and the Queen of Swords out here, making the two of you soulmates. Okay. I do see this person apologizing to you, yes, which I think technically speaking is the right thing for this person to do, which is to apologize, right? To you for whatever it is that they said or whatever it is that they did. But with the Page of Wands to the Queen of Swords, kind coming out here, this is somebody who knows that you've definitely been through a lot in prior relationships. They know that this person looks at you like you're a Queen of Swords, for crying out loud. The backstory to the Queen of Swords is somebody who has been through a lot in prior relationships, making it very hard for a Queen of Swords to trust someone, making it very hard for a Queen of Swords to let their guard down, with the person that, they want to go off and build and establish a life with. So these are things that this person's consciously aware of when it comes down to you, that they're dealing with somebody who has been through a lot in prior relationships, and, here they are, lying to you like the last person did, or gaslighting you like the last person did. I just kind of feel like this is them kind of recognizing, like, damn, like, it's an energy of them feeling bad. Moral of the story, it's an energy of them feeling bad. It's like, damn, like, I know Cancer has been through a lot, and here I am making empty promises in their direction. Here I am fucking up, you know what I mean? Like, they feel bad is basically what I'm getting. They feel bad. Tell me more about the Page of Cups. Don't fall, please. Please don't fall. Okay. Tell me more about the Page of Cups. Okay. It's as if this person's starting, like, I feel like it's starting to slowly but surely hit this person, that the reason why you have such a difficult time lowering your guard down with this person, yes, it does have a lot to do with your past. It definitely does. But they also play a role in it all. And I think that this is something that this person's starting to realize, because I kind of feel like once upon a time, they were constantly looking at you like, oh, you are the way that you are because of what said person put you through. But this is them starting to slowly but surely realize, okay, wait a minute, like, they kind of are the way that they are because of me and the things that I've done and the empty promises that I've made. Like, it's like this person's starting to, like, now, I guess, finally see, like, the role that they essentially play in all this, and why you are the way that you are, with them. Like, had this person not been the way that they are, with you, like, making empty promises in your direction, telling you that they're going to change, when in all actuality, they don't have intentions of changing, like, it has definitely caused a lot of issues, between you and this person. But this is things that I see this person realizing now. Now, I don't know how long you guys have been dealing with one another. I don't know, but it kind of looks like this is all hitting them now. Like, you know what? Like, they are the way that they are with me because I did this and because I did that, and I shouldn't have done this, and I shouldn't have, like, they're no longer pointing the finger, in other words, at this past person that did you dirty anymore. It's like they're starting to point the finger at themselves and where they essentially went wrong in all of this, if that makes absolutely any sense. But I do see them, apologizing to you nonetheless. They might even go as far as to convey all of this to you, as far as, like, them recognizing, where they were essentially going wrong and why you are the way that you are with them, things of that nature. But yeah, as far as, like, you guys fixing and repairing things here with one another, that's kind of up in the air, primarily because you yourself don't know what you want to do moving forward. Like I said, there is some figuring out that needs to take place on your behalf, Cancer. But once you do figure out, like, if whether or not working things out with this person is something that you want to essentially do or not, it's definitely something that you're obviously going to be conveying to this person. But that is what I have for you. Hopefully the reading helped. Hopefully it resonated. And I will see you guys in your next reading. Bye.